Hello. I'd like to share with you on the blog from Touch of Peace called 5 Formula to Achieve Your Life Goals. And what inspired this blog? Jyotish and I were giving a class for an annual event we have at Ananda Village, and it's live streamed, available to people everywhere, called Spiritual Renewal Week. And the topic of our class was control your life force, control your destiny. And it was a fun talk to give. But I'd like to go into it a little bit more with you. First of all, what is life force? This is a big pillar of Yogananda's teachings and techniques that he gave to us. Life force is the vital life energy which animates every living being. And it's divine, its origin is divine. It's the power of cosmic life that flows through us. There's a beautiful chant that Yogananda wrote, "What is this life flowing through my veins? Could it be other than divine?" And this is true of every creature, from a little amoeba to a big blue whale to a human being. Everything, the life force that flows through us is divine. And through the practice of yoga and meditation, we begin to get a feeling for what this life force is. Yogananda gave many techniques, a wonderful one called the energization exercises, where we learn to direct the life force. He called that life trons, to different parts of the body for strengthening and healing. And his techniques of meditation are to enliven the life force and to bring it to the higher centers of awareness in the brain that help us to have clarity and focus in our life. But as I was thinking about this topic, I realized that we can use life force, 5 formulas to apply life force for success in your life. The first one is formula number 1, life force plus willpower equal success. So whatever you're trying to accomplish in life, if you can use the focused energy within you, concentration and willpower, and focus it enlivened with the life force, there's nothing you can't accomplish. Swami Kriyananda was a marvelous example of this. We saw him do things that seemed humanly impossible, but to watch him do it, it looked easy because he had learned to use concentration, willpower, added to life force, and he was able to succeed at so many things and create Ananda, worldwide spiritual work. The second formula is life force plus right diet and exercise equal radiant health. Right now, we're living in a time where people's health is greatly challenged through the coronavirus pandemic. But we can increase our ability to deal with things by using our life force, sending it to different body parts, drawing life force from the world around us. These are part of the energization exercises. And then combining this with a disciplined life of right diet and exercise. All of these bring radiant health. Exercise alone won't do it. Right diet alone won't do it. But adding life force, that's the secret ingredient that releases the power of these other elements and brings us radiant health. Another formula number 3, is life force plus positive thinking equals solutions. So often in life, probably every day, every one of us, what do I do? How do I do this? What's the right thing to do? I don't know how to move forward. And we kind of go around in circles. But if we can keep our thoughts positive and know that there's a solution out there, and then couple that with energized, conscious life force, we magnetically draw solutions, things we didn't know were possible, but they come. And this is a very exciting process. I've seen it happen so many times in the lives of my friends and in my own life. And then life force, formula number 4, life force plus meditation equal self-realization or soul awareness. So if you sit to meditate and, oh gosh, I have to do this again, and I said I would commit to this, but I'm not really into it, you're not going to get much results. But if you approach meditation energetically with all the things we've talked about, willpower, concentration, vitality, and then you bring that to your meditation, you'll find that you're able to start reaping the fruits of meditation. And then finally, the 5th formula, life force plus devotion equal awareness of God's presence. And it's not enough just to say, oh God, I love you, and now I have to go about my daily life. Love God. That's why it says in the Bible, thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy mind, with all thy soul, with all thy strength. And let me do that again, I missed it. Mind, okay. As it says in the Bible, thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy mind, with all thy heart, with all thy soul, and with all thy strength. And if we love God this way, then we will begin to feel His response. It's always been there, but until we energize our devotional call, we can't quite hear it. So awaken to your own potential, to the life force within you, and it can change your life. Thank you.